Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Entrepreneur's Playbook, where we help 7- and 8-figure business owners ignite their financial superpowers. Josh Bowerly here with Ron Parisi. Ron, how you doing today?
Wonderful. Happy New Year. I know we're deep already in 25, but still feeling the excitement of the new year. So
Yeah, and I think we're early enough in the new year that we have a good topic today that we're going to discuss. Looking back, I think our theme is, why didn't you have as good a year in 2024 as you wanted to, right? Financially, at least.
yeah, I think this is an interesting time where a lot of business owners go through their profit and loss statement, maybe cash balances, and say, man, I thought I was doing better than I was in 24. And the numbers may be less spectacular than they thought, maybe downright depressing, or maybe you're pleasantly surprised. But particularly if you're on the negative side as far as expectations versus reality, I figured we'd do a podcast today. Let's explore why.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
So I think it's no coincidence that this is the time of year that we get the majority of clients, right? Because people are looking at this and they're realizing exactly what we're talking about. They didn't make as much as they thought, or they made more than they thought. So what are you seeing? Why do you see people come in and they were just way off on what they thought their business did the prior year?
Yeah. No, I would say one, just correct you. I think we get most of our business after the tax season.
Sure. Yes. The first
It's
quarter
like,
generally of the year.
yeah, first quarter. It's
Yeah.
usually after they go through the nightmare of a previous accountant. Anyway, why is that you just need, this goes back to our original kind of premise, our theory, current accurate financials month to month. You need to review them. You need to look at like really what profit drivers of your company. You need to look at them month to month, and you need to course correct throughout the year. And I think it's like a frustrating process working with business owners when all they're looking at is cash balances, sales, right? They're not really into the numbers. I think a lot of entrepreneurs are, I need to invest, I need to invest, I need to invest because growth is going to come later. And it's a cycle that they get into. And every year the numbers are less spectacular than they think. For us, it's, hey man, front load, meaning that let's look at the numbers every month, and particularly what went well, what didn't go well, 'cause it's equally important. Not just what didn't go well, what did go well, and let's do more of that, right? Whether that's advertising, new revenue streams, like new products, new tweaks on your product, maybe just renaming something and you're getting some traction. Okay, hey, now's the time to pour a little more ad spend on that. Like that little blip, let's dive into that and let's explore and if we can maximize that avenue. So that's very important to look at what's going on. Where do we press the gas on, as well as, hey, we did this big launch. We didn't do as well. We didn't convert as well. Why? Let's explore why we didn't.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does. And I think you mentioned that the problem that we most think about is people that didn't do as well as they thought, but that people also maybe did better than they thought. And in some ways, that's almost a more dangerous problem, right? Especially from a cash flow standpoint, because you might have thought, I didn't have that great of a year. Maybe I broke even. But when you actually look at the financials, you had $300,000 profit. Now you got this big fat tax bill due, and that you had no planning for because you didn't think you made that much money because of how things are coming in and out of your business. So either way, it's a problem, right? Whether you did better than you thought or worse than you thought, you need to know throughout the year what you did, so you can plan accordingly, so you can adjust accordingly. And like you correct me, and I think you are right, that people usually don't come to us more after tax season. But that's because I think part of it is because they're not getting the service. A lot of it is because they're not getting the service that they should. But that's also the point that they're realizing they didn't track this stuff the year before, because they're not doing anything with it until it's time to file those taxes. So that's when you discover, number one, I'm not getting the service that I need in this area. And number two, I just have no idea what's going on with my business. I did way better or way worse than I thought, and I didn't plan accordingly.
I think if you're any kind of entrepreneur, business owner with some years of experience, there's probably a year where you did get caught off guard, right, early on.
Yeah, for sure. Especially the first couple of years that you make some real money, that hurts, man. Maybe you're paying estimated tax payments all of a sudden that were bigger than any check you ever made in your life as a W-2. So either way, good stuff can be bad too if you're not prepared for it.
Yeah, just to reframe this, equally, what we preach at CPA on Fire is, one, we're big forecasters, budgeters. What's the year ahead? What does the 3 years ahead look like? And just always reverse engineering that today and looking at what we thought we're going to do and what we did, right? So that's one. Two, like we talked about, course correct, what went well, what didn't go well. And then the last piece is that tax piece, no surprises. As you just show our audience, as you make more money, we have a progressive tax system, right? So that means that you're going to be taxed at a higher rate. So people are like, I usually put 12% away for taxes. And now why am I paying 30%? You just made a huge leap on income and now you're paying at a higher rate, right? Your effective rate, right, has all of a sudden crept up maybe from 12 to 22 to 24. That's something you got to, like you talked about, be mindful about that.
And how many times have we had people where you tell them they owe this big tax fund, like, oh no, it can't be right. I made all the estimated tax payments and my previous accountant told me to. Yes, but those are based on what you made last year.
Yeah,
You
you're
did
always
way
looking
better
at the
this year.
year. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just all it's all necessary, whether it's just being prepared for taxes or just knowing what's going on in your business. So more importantly, you can adjust in your business and maximize what you're doing well and improve what you're not doing well. And
Yeah.
on the tax side, it's not only to be prepared for the amount owed, but if we catch this early, there's stuff we can do about it, right? Especially if we catch it before year end. Okay, you're gonna owe $100,000. We can do this and this. That after 12/31 goes by, a lot of those options go away.
Yeah. No, we experienced that coming down the stretch this year. People got us involved way too late before our hands were tied, their hands were tied rather, on what they could do to save on taxes. Again, if you heard me talk, you can always hear intentional, right? Just be intentional about that tax strategy, that tax planning throughout the year, right? Making sure you do it throughout the year. I'm a realist. Business owners are so busy, entrepreneurs are so busy, but it doesn't really take too much time. I'm here to tell you the juice is worth the squeeze. A little planning throughout the year goes a long way on that final tax bill.
Yeah.
So that's one. And then, yeah, just I do feel for a lot of people who are reviewing their P&Ls and being like, man, I worked my butt off this year and I didn't think I made, or I didn't make as much as I thought I did. And why is that? And I think it's a really good time this time of year is like, hey, let's refocus. What did go well? I always start off positive focus. What did go well in 24? And let's see how we can build on that. And then most importantly, get the financial help that you need, right? Again, I just think financial services, accounting, tax planning, like there's an ROI, there's a return on your investment there, right? Both on both sides of the house, both tax and accounting. And it's worth having the right person on your team to help you navigate the way. So
Yeah, it's just like any other industry. You're going to get what you pay for. If you're finding a bookkeeper on a Facebook group that's charging you $200 a month, I can probably promise you you're not getting proper bookkeeping. And at the very least, you're not getting the insights from that bookkeeping that you need to get. The numbers are worthless without someone to interpret what those mean to you and walk you through them and help you decipher them, right? They tell a story, and if someone's not telling you what that story is, then it's pointless.
absolutely. Hey, I think we covered this topic really well. And again, we're CPA on fire. If you're looking for that financial partner to make 25 your best year yet, look us up on www.cpaonfire.com. We'd love to explore if there's an opportunity to help you make 2025 the best year yet. So thanks, Josh. Always a pleasure being with you.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
We'll catch up later. Thank you. Bye now.